Namaste. Hello everyone. Welcome to Shal Gulhati, Shiva and Mysticism for another episode of Monday with Mahadev. The other day, I had to go to attend somebody's cremation at a cremation ground. In Hinduism, we burn the bodies of the dead, and so that is done in cremation grounds. And cremation grounds have this peculiar quality. They can make you very sober for that time, very thoughtful, very pensive, sometimes even philosophical. They can make you wonder about the purpose of life, how it begins, where it ends, and was it worth it or not, and so on. In fact, this is a known phenomena, and in spirituality, we even have a term for it. It is called Shamshan Vairagya. Shamshan is cremation ground, and Vairagya is detachment. To be able to be totally removed from the scenes of the world and go into a world of your own, a world of philosophy, of thoughtfulness, and of consciousness. And I was talking to a friend there, and she said to me, "Isn't it amazing that people lead a whole life just doing what they think is important, and which is mostly accumulating money and making empires, wealthy empires, and then at the end of it, we take nothing with us. You can have a bedecked cremation, and you can have a very good bhajans playing and sandalwood, but the fact is that you're dead and gone, and you're not able to take away all these material empires which you create." So she said, "We take away nothing." And that made me think, in fact, we cannot take away anything material. But our Shastras say we do take some things with us. When we say we cannot take away anything, we are talking about the gross body and its gross possessions. We cannot take away our car, our clothes, our furniture, our home, our loved ones. But the world that we go into is a very subtle one. From a world of matter, we go to a world of energy. And Hinduism says that just like there is a gross body, a sthula sharira, there is a subtle body, suksham sharir. And without getting too technical about it, that is the one which takes with it certain traits, certain memories of habits, certain penchants, likes and dislikes, and then when it merges into the great energy and maybe takes another birth, some of those traits come back, and we call them samskaras. This is a bit like those LPs we used to have, the black vinyl records, and they had grooves on them, and we would put them on the record player and they would move around and the needle would be able to draw music from them. Samskaras are something like that. They stay from life to life. They do go with you at the end of this body, and they can manifest in the next one. So it's not that we can't take anything. We can't take anything material. And it's amazing, definitely, how much we spend our life in trying to earn these things, which eventually we will not be able to take away. And this reminds me of a small story of Shiva in the cremation ground, which I will share with you. It is said that there was a yogi who would always be sitting near the cremation ground, very detached, watching death, how life ebbs off, and he was a great meditator. And he was so much in touch with his consciousness that he actually accrued some riddhis and siddhis, powers, clairvoyance, telepathy, and some said he even knew teleportation. He could move from here to there, and so on and so forth. And this man, by and by, became very proud of that, of his spiritual prowess. And if anybody would enter that place for yoga, for meditation, to be detached from the world, to use the Shamshan Viragya to meditate, he would start boasting about his prowess. And once another yogi came there who was very sober and who quietly sat down like this to meditate. But this yogi approached him and asked him, "What do you know about yoga? What do you know about meditation? What do you know about life, birth, death, consciousness?" So on and so forth. And the second yogi just replied, "Well, I just do my dhyana." But the first yogi would not let go, and he said, "But what powers have you got? Tell me." So the second yogi said, "I don't really care about powers, I just care about dhyana. And I just do my dhyana, my meditation." So, but the first yogi would not give up. He was very persistent to be able to show off his prowess. So what he did, he took out a little knife and cut off his finger and said, "Look, see my blood, it is blue colored." And yes, the blood coming out from this man was blue colored, which is amazing because no matter what caste or creed we are, our blood is always colored red. So he thought this will have the right impact on the second yogi. Here is a yogi who has blue blood. And of course, we do have a phrase, blue-blooded, which is meant for royalty. And I don't know what is the connect, but probably it is to separate them from everybody else. That they are different, they are special, they are, very high. But our second yogi quietly just plucked his finger off, and from there, instead of any liquid oozing out, there was bhasma, ash, which came out. And therefore the first yogi realized that there is something beyond even being blue-blooded. From this second yogi, only ash came out, and he looked at the pyres which were burning and he realized that is the last thing which remains. And this yogi is full of that. And of course, then the story goes that the second yogi was actually Mahadev. And for Mahadev, it is famous that he rubs vibhuti or bhasma over his face, which is sacred ash. And when he's asked why does he do that, he says, well, this seems to be the last station of all the elements that we are used to, ash. And from this, I create a new world. It is not that he's looking for life to die and use that ash. It is that even from the last element, Mahadev can create an entire new universe. And somehow, I felt that this story, sober as it is, should have that sobering effect on us as well. What do we have at the end of life? We are just ash. And we cannot take away all these material things. So maybe we need to change our priorities, our values. While it is good to enjoy this world, enjoy all the lovely things that there are, including the man-made inventions, but the value system, the priority should be really firmly fixed. What is it that we are going to take away in the end? And what is it with which we will come back again? It's not going to be the blue blood. It is going to be our knowing of our consciousness, our traits which made us fond of this world for its good things and to do good things for others. And that is a sober lesson learnt from Shamshan Vairagya. The detachment, when you see how life ends, should actually propel us to do in this life, while we are alive, all the things that we will be able to take away with us and come back with them. I hope you like this story. I hope you will reflect on it. Come back to the same channel next Monday and I will tell you yet something more about Mahadev. Om Namah Shivaya.